Hello students, online students, can you hear me? Am I audible? Hello? Okay, thanks. Thanks for your patience also and waiting. We'll start with the lecture now. Hello. Okay, today we are going to do what is there in your syllabus 1.5. It deals with the short run and the long run cost. And remember, many students find this to be one of the hardest topic in the syllabus. Okay, so if you pay careful attention, you would be able to follow, I'm sure, most of the concepts. So far what we have done is we have seen laws of production. Okay, and we have seen that there are two laws of production. One is returns to scale and the other is law of variable proportions. Okay, law of variable proportions. Okay, and when we do with returns to scale, it deals with the long run production function where all factors of production are variable. All factors are variable, and law of variable proportion deals with the short run production function where at least one critical input is fixed. One critical input is fixed. Okay, is this much clear to all of you? We have done this in the first lecture. We discussed returns to scale, and in the second lecture we have discussed with the law of variable proportions. Is that fine? Now we want to take this one step further and understand that returns to scale will give us the long run cost. Okay, and the law of variable proportions will give us short run cost curves. Okay, and for all practical purposes, our short run cost curve theory is far more important than the long run cost. I will tell you the reasons for that, but just remember that firms operate in the short run. They have already agreed to a given fixed capital. So you can think of a typical firm where by and large either capital or land is fixed and only one of the factors is a variable factor. Okay, so this gives us the short run production function, and from this short run production function we derive the short run cost curves. Okay, so we will define certain important ideas in cost. Okay, just remember one thing, there is a distinction between, okay, I'm just writing some types of cost before we get into the details. Okay, there is sometimes a distinction between accounting cost and economic cost. Okay, and this is a very important distinction. Whenever you are maintaining the books of account, okay, the books of account are maintained so that your financial records can be verified. Okay, so in accounting cost, only actual expenses, means incurred expenses can be charged. Okay, so for example, if a company hires workers, it has to pay them wages. Okay, this is a cost, money outflow for the company. and this will always be recognized as a accounting cost. Okay, so all these expenses which are incurred which involve a money outflow, we can call them as explicit cost. So by and large, remember, accounting costs are all explicit cost, where the company is having to pay money for contracted factors of production. Okay, can you give me one more example of explicit cost? Yes, very good. Rent paid on premises. You will have to pay. Everybody try and think of one example of an explicit cost. Anything, think of any business. Suppose for example you are running a stationery business, or you're producing books. So paper that you are buying from other firms, that would be a raw material cost, or it will be like a explicit cost. Yes, any other example you can think of? Okay, by and large, just remember one thing, everything that is paid out which involves an outflow is called explicit cost. There is just one implicit cost that accountants allow, and which is not a cash cost for the company, that is depreciation. हे एक depreciation एक सोडलं ना, तो by and large there is no other cost which accountants recognize. All other costs are explicit cost. Okay, but when we think about in economic terms, we include explicit cost. Okay, whenever we are doing economic calculation, we include explicit cost plus implicit cost. Okay, now remember, implicit cost is a cost, but it does not involve a direct cash outflow. Cost is a cost, but it does not involve a implicit cost is a cost, but it does not involve a cash outflow. Okay, so we will look at some examples of explicit and also implicit cost. Okay, yeah, just 1 minute. There's a technical issue. I'm muting for 5 minutes. Don't go away. Okay, just wait. हो याच्यात त्यांना दिसत नाही का? हो नाही आलं ते. हां आता आलं. ओके, आता परत ती विंडो अशी का झाली? हां आता ठीक आहे. मॅडम दिस इज लाईक यू कॅन जस्ट राईट. हे बघा ना, हां इरेज करायचा तर, एंड यहाँ पे ये है मीन्स ये सब सब्जेक्ट्स है ऐसे, तो पे 1 है तो इधर वो इसका ही है बिजनेस. And students have copies of the book. Okay. Yeah, students, we are back with the lecture. You're now able to see the board. Online students, can you just confirm? Okay, madam. Okay. Yeah, all the students here in the class, just get back your attention. So we have said that explicit cost is a cost which involves a cash outflow. That is usually the accounting cost. Okay, when we talk about economic cost, we talk about explicit cost plus implicit cost. Okay, and implicit cost is a cost, but it does not involve a cash outflow. Okay, so this is a conceptual example. Now just pay attention to this. Suppose, example, a person has taken a shop, person has taken a shop on rent. Okay, okay, the annual rent is rupees, let us say per month 10,000 rupees will take 1,20,000. Okay, so a person has taken a shop on rent, so every month he is having to pay 10,000 rupees to the landowner. At the end of the year he has paid 1,20,000 to the landowner. Can all of you understand this transaction? Okay, now if you look at the accounting cost, yes, it will get recorded as rent because it is an explicit payment. It is an explicit cost and it will get recorded as rent of 1,20,000. Correct? Now think about a second scenario. ये समझ में आया सबको? A person has a own place, or he owns a shop, owns place, and he starts a shop there. Okay, starts a shop. Okay, now देखो, now this person is a landowner, बराबर? If you think like explicit cost in the accounting books, what is the status of, there is no rent, correct? Why there is no rent? It is his own property, so he cannot charge rent on his own property, correct? So he cannot charge rent, so it will not go in as an explicit cost. But think like this, अगर वो ये business नहीं चलाते थे, that owner was not running this business, he could have earned a rent of 10,000 rupees per month. So though it is not an explicit cost, it continues to remain his implicit cost. Okay, it will continue to remain his implicit cost, and you will still have to think like 1,20,000 rupees is what you would have earned, that you would have lost the opportunity to earn. So you consider, in economic cost, you will consider this implicit cost of 1,20,000. समझ लगा? Is the idea clear? Have you all got this idea? What is the difference between explicit cost and implicit cost? Why this is a implicit cost? ये implicit cost क्यों हुई?
Owners, owned by the owner.
Yes. Yeah, I will try to explain again. Suppose if it's your own property, then you cannot charge a rent on that property, right? So it is not an explicit cost. But think like this, the property that you own, if you did not use it for business, that would have earned you an income of 1,20,000 rupees. You could have given it out on rent. So merely because you are owner of that property doesn't mean that shop is free. There is a cost of using that land. That opportunity cost is your implicit cost. Did you get this? It cannot be shown. Why it cannot be shown in account books? Tell me. तुम्हाला जर का प्रॉपर्टी आपकी है ही नहीं तो आपके उस आपकी प्रॉपर्टी रेंटेड है ही नहीं तो आप उसके ऊपर रेंट कैसे दिखा सकते हैं? Okay, accounting records are made explicitly according to the rules of accounting. They can be verified, audited. Suppose तुम्ही असं अलाव केलं कंपन्यांना की ते पैसे लावू शकतील implicit cost. Then what companies will do, they are run by very intelligent people. They will show so much cost that no company will pay any tax to the government. सगळे ते कॉस्टच दाखवतील. So government doesn't allow you to charge any money on your account cost. You can book cost only which are explicit cost and they are related to the business. Okay, but when you are looking at it from an economic point of view, we will consider both explicit cost and implicit cost. Okay, so just keep this in mind. Accounting cost is mainly the explicit cost, money that is paid out, and economic cost is both. It includes, okay, economic cost includes both explicit cost, explicit cost and implicit cost. It is explicit cost and it is implicit cost. Okay, I will give you one more example that should make this thing clear. Okay. Employed as an accountant. You can think of a cost accountant, okay? And let us say entry level you are earning a salary of rupees 6 lakh per annum, okay? This is the salary the person is earning. You can think of yourselves 2 years down the line when you have completed this course, okay? You're accountant and you're earning 6 lakh per annum, okay? You decide to set up own firm, okay? Own firm, right? This own firm gets a net revenue, means after cost, paying all the explicit cost, net revenue of rupees 10 lakhs. Okay, म्हणजे तुमची रेव्हेन्यू 10 लाख होते आणि कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग कॉस्ट that is was, okay, let me say your revenue was sorry, just wait a minute. His revenue was, let us say, 18 lakhs and you have accounting cost was around 8 lakhs. So the net profit that the firm made was 10 lakhs. Okay. But now think like this. This 10 lakhs is what, this is your revenue minus accounting cost. Okay. This will give you what is called as accounting profit. What is the economic profit you have made by setting up the business? देखो आपको सैलरी कितना था? 6 lakh rupees you are anyway earning in the company. You gave out that job and you started your own business. Business में net you have made 10 lakhs. Can we call that entire 10 lakh as your profit? Okay, because you are now earning this 10 lakh profit, you have actually given out 6 lakh rupees that you could have earned as a salary income. Okay, you could have earned 6 lakh rupees as salary income that now you're giving up. So your economic cost is, explicit cost plus implicit cost. Okay, explicit cost कितनी है? 8 लाख रुपए. What is the implicit cost? To earn this salary, you have given up a job which was getting you 6 lakh. Now that cannot be charged as a cost. Why? Because you don't earn it anymore. एक company ची cost ना है. So your total economic cost is 14 lakhs and your revenue was 18 lakhs. So your net gain is only, net economic profit is only, economic profit would now be only 18 lakhs, that is revenue minus economic cost. What is that? 14 lakhs. So it's, you have made a net gain of 4 lakh rupees only. Earlier it looked like you had made a net gain of 10 lakhs, but it is actually only 4 lakhs. So whenever economic decisions are made, they are not based on accounting cost. Remember the thing. You will always consider explicit cost and implicit cost. Okay, this economic cost is also another term for it. So first term we have seen is a accounting cost. Okay, have you all got this? For this we have written, it's mainly what is called as explicit cost. Correct? You have economic cost, which is explicit cost plus implicit cost. Implicit cost means it is a cost but which doesn't lead to any money outflow. Okay, have you got these terms? हे टर्म समझ लेत, accounting cost and explicit cost, economic cost and explicit cost plus implicit cost. Okay, many times we also call this economic cost as opportunity cost. It is also called opportunity cost. Right? What is opportunity cost? It is what you have to give up. What is given up? What is given to get something. Okay, so what you have to give up to get something is always your economic cost, that is explicit cost plus implicit cost. Okay, are these three terms clear? Accounting cost, economic cost and opportunity cost. Then can I proceed? So in future, remember, whenever we are discussing in economics cost, okay, cost in economics is always means economic cost, or sometimes they also call this as opportunity cost. Okay, some textbooks, instead of using the word economic cost, they are also using the word opportunity cost. हे समजलंय का? So all the cost theories that we are going to study are cost theories relating to economic or opportunity cost. Done? Can I proceed? Okay. So let us write some of the other important costs. Now, for all practical purposes, we are dealing only with economic cost. Now remember, write this term. One common way of describing economic cost is to divide it between what are called as fixed cost. Okay, or just write total fixed cost. Okay, it has symbolically written as TFC, total fixed cost. Okay, that is cost which does not change, cost which does not change with output. Cost which does not change with output is called fixed cost. Cost which does not change with output is called fixed cost. Okay, and write sum of all the fixed cost is called sum of all fixed cost is called total fixed cost. It is called total fixed cost. Okay, take an example of a total fixed cost. Example of fixed cost would be rent. बराबर है ना? Whether you produce any output or not, rent is fixed for a period of time. Every month you will have to pay so much amount of rent, irrespective of production. Okay. अजून तुम्हाला एखादा एक्झाम्पल द्या मला फिक्स कॉस्टचं. ओके, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल. कॅन यू टेल मी, थिंक केअरफुली वेदर इट विल बी फिक्स्ड ऑर नॉट. ही सेइंग इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कॉस्ट. जर का प्रोडक्शन वाढलं तर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल वाढेल का? मग इज इट अ फिक्स कॉस्ट? Give me an example of a fixed cost. कुठली अजून एखादी कॉस्ट मला एक्झाम्पल द्या की जी चेंज नाही होणार व्हॉल्यूम ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. येस, सॅलरीज ऑफ परमनंट एम्प्लॉईज. सॅलरीज ऑफ परमनंट स्टाफ म्हणजे जे कायमस्वरूपी एम्प्लॉईज आहेत त्यांची सॅलरी चेंज नाही होणार. किंवा अजून कुठलं असेल, administrative expenses है ना, administrative cost. Any other example you are thinking?
Gold.
Yes, I did not hear it properly. Can you tell me again?
Gold.
Gold. Yeah, in how will it be a business expenditure? Can you tell me? If your yes, advertisement and marketing expenditure can be unrelated. Maybe advertisement expenditure can be unrelated. Okay, but have you got the idea? Expenditure which does not change with the volume of production is called fixed cost, and sum of all fixed cost is the TFC, total fixed cost. Okay, write what is TVC, write the full form. Total variable cost. Total variable cost. Okay, write what is variable cost. Variable cost is the cost which changes with output. Okay, I will include partially the answer that you have given here. Electricity bill could be a good example of variable cost, है ना? But not completely, but it is a good example. Power cost, okay, example, power or electricity cost. Any other example? जे वॉल्यूम ऑफ प्रोडक्शन शी चेंज होतं. What expenses? Okay, yes, transport expenses may be linked with this. Production, more the production, more the transport cost. Yes, very good. Any business you can think of the raw material will be an example of variable cost. काय काय वेळेस ते असं डायरेक्ट वेजेस पण घेतात, म्हणजे जे वर्कर्स आर डायरेक्टली हायर्ड फॉर वर्क, पीस रेट वेजेस. सो यू कॅन थिंक ऑफ देम ॲज इन कॉस्टिंग दे कॉल दॅट ॲज डायरेक्ट वेजेस, म्हणजे दे आर डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड टू द लेवल ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. म्हणजे suppose you become an accountant in a company, then that will be fixed cost for the company. But if somebody's work is taken as a production person, his salary may completely depend upon how much work is there. Okay, more is the production, more will be the wage payment. Less is the production, they will give a break. So then your direct wages will become variable cost. Is that clear to all of you? सगळ्यांना एक एक्झाम्पल विचार करता येतंय. सपोज आपला बिझनेस एकदम सिंपल आहे. वी आर हॅव्हिंग अ कॉफी कॅफे. कॅन यू टेल मी व्हॉट कुड बी द वेरिएबल कॉस्ट? इफ यू रन अ कैफे, व्हाट वुड बी योर वेरिएबल कॉस्ट? आउटपुट क्या है अपना? Cups of coffee that you are serving to customers. And what will be your variable cost? हर कॉफी कप के बाद कौन सा एक्सपेंडिचर बढ़ेगा? What is required to make coffee? Coffee powder, milk, sugar, all this will become your variable cost. And what will be your fixed cost? Yes, the shop where you are running the cafe, that's a very important cost. It would be a fixed cost. और कोई fixed cost है? Yes, the one who is making, the chef or whoever is making all this coffee, all that will be. So you are getting it? Great. So write this, the sum of all the variable cost, sum of all the variable costs, sum of all the variable costs, sum of all the variable cost is the total variable cost, TVC, total variable cost. Okay, let's write the simple equation. Total cost and I'm writing now Q here, meaning total cost depends upon the output. Correct? Total cost is equal to sum of total fixed cost and total variable cost. Okay, though actually this Q is not required here because fixed cost is remaining constant, but just for consistency I am writing TFC and TVC. Okay, so just 1 minute, without looking at the notes earlier, write down all the costs that we have seen so far. Check whether you are able to recall all the names of costs. आत्तापर्यंत आपण जे लिहिलेले आहेत कॉस्ट त्याचं लिस्ट बनवा. Try to write down what we have studied in today's class. What all costs we have written so far. Whenever you have to write, remember it is like a test of your brain has to be active. You can easily be in a class and maybe not focused. Online students, you also do this. आत्तापर्यंतचे जेवढे कॉस्ट कॉन्सेप्ट्स आपण लिहिलेले आहेत, प्लीज राईट देम. डन? Can you read what is your list? Explicit cost, implicit cost. Barabar. Yeah, somebody else tell me the other remaining costs. Who will tell? Yeah, your neighbor, can she tell? तू लिहिलंय का? हा लिही, वाच पुढचे. Yes, opportunity cost, total fixed cost and total variable cost. Okay,
Variable cost.
perfect. I am now giving you an example. Let's proceed. Example of a total cost. TCQ is given by okay, wait a minute, let me use consistently this. Okay, this is a mathematical equation. This equation is representing the total cost. Okay, TC is given by the equation 20 plus 3Q. Now, we want to learn how to calculate what is the total fixed cost and what is the total variable cost function here. Okay. We want to write now what is the TFC and what is the TVC. Okay, now how to do this? Remember, fixed cost is irrespective of the output produced. है ना? So what I will do is that I will use this formula and I will take the value of Q is equal to 0. I'll put the value Q is equal to 0 and I will calculate now what is the total cost when output is 0. All of you do that and tell me what is the answer. या फॉर्म्युला मध्ये Q ची किंमत 0 घ्यायची. So what is that? 20 plus 3 and what is the value of Q? 0. So what will be the answer? 20. Any number multiplied by 0 will remain 0. 0 added to any number also it will remain, the number will remain same. So the answer is 20. Correct?
20.
So when Q is 0, TC is equal to 20. this is my total fixed cost. Total fixed cost is equal to 20. बराबर. Now similarly calculate the value of TC1. TC1 किती येईल सांगा मला. Yes.
23.
How much is it? TC1 will be 23.
Three.
Somebody correctly told me it will be 23. बराबर. आणि TC0 किती आहे? 20. By how much has the cost
20.
changed? Cost has changed by 3. Okay.
3.
So this portion, my TVC is just part. What is it? It is 3 times Q. Did you all get this? TFC will be 20 and TVC is equal to 3 times Q.
Ui. Ui.
Did you all get this? Let me give you one more example. Let us say okay, do the calculation and correctly tell me what is the TFC and what is the TVC. Almost we are coming to the end of the lecture, so just pay attention. We want to define something most important cost concept.
TC.
What would be the TFC and what would be the TVC? आपण काय केलं होतं TFC कॅल्क्युलेट करायला? Q की कीमत कितनी ली थी? 0.
0.
Substitute and find out and tell me.
Sir, total cost 5 होगा.
Yeah, total cost will be
5.
हाँ. So when Q is equal to 0, total cost is
5.
5. Did you all get this? शून्य जर का Q ची किंमत टाकली इथे 5 plus 4 into 0, that will be 5, right? So our total fixed cost is 5.
9.
And what is TVC? TVC किती आला? 4Q. Is that clear to all of you? Very good. So just quickly do this. TC is given by काय घेतलं होतं आपण 5 plus 4Q घेतलंय. 5 plus 4Q. Q. Quickly fill in this table. Fill in this table. Fixed cost आपण calculate किती केली आहे? 5. तर ती changes नाही होत. It will remain as it is.
Total cost.
Do that. We know that fixed cost is 5. So write everywhere it is 5. बरोबर. व्हेरिएबल कॉस्ट काय 4 टाइम्स क्यू. 4 ने याला मल्टिप्लाय करा क्वांटिटीला. 4 into 0 will be 0. What about when quantity is 1? 4 into 1 will be 4, correct? Next, what will it be? 8, बराबर है. Next, 12, very good. 16, correct. And the last value?
16. 20.
Sorry, what was the last value you said?
20.
Correct, 20, correct. तब टोटल कॉस्ट ले आता TFC plus TVC is equal to TC. Quickly fill in this table. 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. बराबर. Next,
13. 13.
did you all get this?
17.
Yes.
21. 25.
Got it, all of you? Okay. The last cost concept that we want to define for today's lecture, and this is the most important cost concept on which entire economic models are dependent. Write that. It is called
Sir,
marginal cost. Write that. Marginal
Sir,
cost is the additional cost. Marginal cost is the additional cost of producing one more unit of output. One more unit of output. Did you all get this? Marginal cost is the additional cost of producing one more unit of output. ह्या टेबल मध्ये या इथे क्विकली कॅल्क्युलेट मार्जिनल कॉस्ट. फॉर 0 you cannot calculate. From output going from 0 to 1, what is the marginal cost? 9 minus 5. 9 minus 5, that will be in this case equal to 4. Check that you will get the same marginal cost for all others. Do the calculation and check. Don't just. Next काय येईल 13 minus 9 बरोबर. 13 minus 9 किती आलं 4, correct. Then it is 17 minus 13. 21 minus 17, that is 4. And 25 minus 21, that is 4. Okay. With this marginal cost concept, we'll stop here for today. Later on, we have to connect all these concepts and do a few more cost concepts, okay? But hey, visru naka. We have done what is total fixed cost, total variable cost, total cost, and the cost which is going to be the most critical cost in times to come is marginal cost. So that's a definition, memorize kara. Online students, thank you for being there. Wait for your maths lecture. And the economics lecture is over for now.